Knife watch. 5 things you didn't know about the brand new DressKX Seiko 5 Sports Collection that loses the dive bezel in this newest update here. These are very, very cool watches. I couldn't take my eyes off of them. Anybody who was expecting them to drop a replacement to the SKX, why would they do that when they have the Seiko 5 line that looks more like the SKX? Review of this coming soon, right? Okay. So the SKX is still selling. I'm not saying that they're really concerned about it, but Seiko's got many other options for you if you're looking for the SKX, and you can mod them yourself in the huge community. So the DressKX, that's why we're here, right? These are the SRPE51 and SRPE60. So a few things. I want to give you an idea about this SRPE line, just some basic background information. They've all got a stainless steel case material, stainless steel bezel. They've got Hardlex crystal, water resistance of 100 meters, push-pull crown, 4R36 movement, and they either come on a stainless steel bracelet or that nylon that you see for some of them. And they came out this June. And the reason I was really excited about these is because I've always loved the SKX, but it's just a little bit too big. You know, it's very sizable. And it was a little bit too dramatic for me sometimes when I just want to wear something quick and easy to go, right? So the bezel-less Seiko 5 sports watches are available now, and you've got so many different colors. You've got black, you've got olive green, you've got a blue sunray dial, you've got rose gold two-tone, gold two-tone like you've got here that I put a strap code, bony Milanese mesh strap on. It looks great. Very exciting color scheme here. They've also got black on black, and you know, obviously the gray here is the one that I went with to kind of dull down my options here, right? So we went through some of the dimensions real quick. I don't know if you guys like hearing dimensions from me or not, if it's some ASMR or if it's just boring, but I'm not really a dimensions person, but I want to be more informative for you guys and help you out, right? So let's talk about these a little bit and give you 5 things you didn't know about the Seiko 5 DressKX. The first thing you didn't know about the Seiko 5 DressKX is that they are more stylish in person than they look online. Now that really matters. Some watches look just as great in person as they do online. Some really don't come up to par. Okay, for example, one of my favorite watches that has really impressed me is the Laurier Gemini in the cerulean blue. Online and in Instagram, it looks okay. It looks cool, but this cerulean color in the metal, it looks amazing. And the finishing of the steel bezel, it's overwhelmingly beautiful and super difficult to photograph. So it looks better in person, right? And then you've got other watches that look just way better online than they do in person. That would be the Yema. This is the Superman limited edition for the French Air Force. This looks ridiculously cool on the internet, on Instagram. It looks badass. And in the metal, not my cup of tea. I'll just leave it like that. So it's really important to say that you don't always know what you're going to get when you're doing the online shopping thing, but with shelter in place this year, definitely matters how it comes across. And this is really something that impressed me, was the fit and finish was better than I had expected, and you're getting something that I think will be a pleasant surprise to anyone, especially if you have even skeptical expectations of this. So really impressed by that. Second thing you didn't know about the Seiko 5 DressKX SRPE line is that these two-tones, they're really underrated. And what I mean by underrated is, listen, two-tone watches are coming back into style. The two-tone Datejust is coming back into style. And to me, this two-tone version of the Seiko 5 SRPE line there's only 2 different kinds you can get, the rose gold or the yellow gold. And I went with the yellow gold, obviously, here. Yet there's only 2 of them, where there's many variations of the gray Sunburst, the blue Sunburst. You can get many of these versions on the bracelet or on a nylon strap, which I've heard is very great. I didn't get the nylon strap, but I've heard good things about it, right? So you've actually got almost twice as many of these gray versions floating around. Some of them have a more brushed bezel, and some of them have a steel bezel. Whereas with this rose gold and the two-tone yellow, they've only got the two versions that come on a two-tone bracelet. I like the bracelet. It's cool, and it matches the color really well. It's sporty, but you guys know I love gold. It just agrees with my complexion so well, and I like to have fun, right? It's been a really serious drab year. Gaudy or not, gaudiness is close to godliness, right? I guess that's a knife watch trademark. But I do love the style of it. It's not a cheesy yellow gold. It's not too pink, too red. It actually, to me, as I only wear all black, typically, it's pretty much my uniform, and what I rock, all my clothes are black. When I wear this is really giving me some color and some personality and brightens up my day, right? So this is a version I don't see too often. I don't see too many people wearing, and that's what makes it underrated, is that you're gonna see twice as many of these gray Sunbursts, the blue Sunburst and the black Sunburst coming around. These Seiko 5s, they will become more popular over time because of the value offering here, and that leads us to number 3. To me, this is the best watch you can get under $300. If you're a new collector, don't jump over $400 to get one of these SKX 007s or SKX 013s. To me, get the happy medium. That 40 millimeter size now, this new case design, you're gonna be getting something that's truly amazing. I know I called it a dive watch because it's got a dive style to it, right? It doesn't have a bezel, and it's only got 100 meters of water resistance, but there are people that dive with their 100-meter water resistant Datejusts, right? And Seiko's known for their amazing water resistance and their lume. And this has amazing lume and decent water resistance. If you want to scoff at this water resistance, 100 meters, then that means you don't like the Oris Aquis 65. That means you don't think that the Rolex Datejust is a qualified, something you can take a shower in. You shouldn't shower in your watches, but that's a bad example. But go take a splash while you're washing the dishes, so on and so forth. What you're really using your dive watch for. If you're actually diving, it's not a dive watch, guys. Let's be honest. And neither really is the Casio Duro. But for all intents and purposes, these things are desk divers, right? So you're getting a dive style watch with these beautiful circular markers that are really well spaced and very legible. And to me, you're really not going to get a lot better quality in terms of movement. You got the 4R36 here that's got hacking, hand winding, a date and day, and it looks great. And the other thing about it is it's got such a simple looking dial that it's not going to offend anybody, really, right? I mean, they really executed this well. The typography is simple, straightforward. They're really making that Seiko 5 logo work for them. That new S logo looks great. They really downplayed it as well. And this is the fourth thing you didn't know, is that Seiko is actually giving us what we want, okay? We wanted a Seiko SKX replacement. They gave us the Seiko 5 dive style watches like this, okay? And we complained, right? So Seiko actually did us a favor and said, we'll give you a field watch, we'll give you a dress watch, we'll give you a completely new watch to show you that you have other options from Seiko 5 line. And they're not copying anybody else here. So they're still giving us something different. And that's what I mean, they're giving us what they want. We want Seiko to compete with these micro brands. We want Seiko to compete with these boutique brands that are bringing us so much value, the Baltics, the Lauriers of the world, that do such cool work. You look at the Traska Summitier, that's an amazing Explorer watch, right? So to me, for the money, at around $300, this to me is just an amazing do everything all day, every day watch that, tell me that you can't take this on a job interview. You can wear this to a wedding if you want to. It wouldn't offend anybody. The polished bezel here, it looks great. It looks fantastic. I can't say it enough. And the bracelet's fine, okay? Actually, one thing I would say about this clasp as well, although it is stamped metal, it is one of the best clasps I have seen from Seiko so far. Far outweighs what's going on with the SKX from my perspective. You only got 2 micro adjusts, but to me, these push-in links, which I only like push-in links from the Seiko, honestly, they work really well. This bracelet actually feels good. It's comfortable. It's light. It's not too jangly, right? So I remember when I first got the SKX Jubilee, and it was really like, what is this thing? So they're not giving us amazing, crazy stuff over what they can do, but Seiko is giving us more than a lot of other companies could ever dream of doing at this price point. At $300, leave in the comments a watch that is better than this watch at being both a dress watch, a potential field watch, a backup dive watch if you want to, and just a daily piece. If you can give me recommendations for under $300, I'm down to hear them. But with an automatic movement, hacking, hand winding, you're getting so many different color options, a simple dial, date and day. Guys, I think that the options really, there are not very many competing with that. And that leads us to the last thing that you didn't know about the Seiko DressKX. It's gotta be, just to be honest with you here, it's gotta be the most terrific feeling I've ever had to just pull the trigger on an affordable watch and honestly impress my wife. Okay, you didn't know, this is a personal thing, but you didn't know that it's something that doesn't offend my wife, right? I mean, I don't buy expensive watches unless I speak to my wife. So when I wear these around, she's like, "Where'd you get that?" It really impresses her. And so what I mean by that is it punches way above its price point, which is sort of like the last point, but I really want to hit on the fact that this is something that's going to impress people. You want people to look at your watch for the right reason, not the wrong reason. You guys know I love gold, and I can be very gaudy, and I want to have fun sometimes. But when you look at the competition around here, there's a lot of watches that are doing amazing things. But to me, the value for money here is terrific from Seiko, and you're getting that logo, you're getting that brand that a lot of brands cannot compete with. Seiko is a household name. They're synonymous and ubiquitous with watches themselves. I think without Seiko, we would probably be in a terrible watch industry, right? I mean, if you take Seiko and take Rolex out of the watch industry, how boring is the space? I don't know if it's boring, but I think that it's far less competitive. Okay, the way that Seiko operates is just ridiculous. The value for money here also punches way above its price point because of this. Look at the sunburst effect. I mean, you've probably been watching it this whole time. This sunburst effect is gold. This has a gold sunburst effect on this gray dial. It's almost like a light beige. It's just gorgeous. It's really deep. I don't know if it's coming through on camera or not. I'm really trying to use this Bay Area sun for you, but the overall package here, this is value for money. There is value for money in many other watches, and I think a lot of watches are not going to do great with that. But people, when you know that you're selling a Seiko, it's quality. It's not something that you're really worried about. There's a reason people mod these watches. And this, the other part of value for money is not just for the individuals, and I'm very serious about this. It's also for the people who make aftermarket pieces, i.e. strap code for Seiko watches, the modders. When a ton of these get in the marketplace and more people are buying these, they're still brand new, the first thing that you're going to see is companies making aftermarket bracelets for them, aftermarket glass for them, sapphire. It's a new case shape for all the modders to play with. I mean, this is a real gift to the aftermarket industry of Seiko. So in terms of price point, when you buy this, you're also investing in all the modders around the community of Seiko who will have a field day on this field watch, okay? It's legible, it's easy to play with. You could put different kinds of effects. It's got an aligned chapter ring. The crown works so well. It's not a screw down crown, but it works really well, and those crown guards do protect it from accidentally bumping it. And the lugs are short. It's got a short lug to lug that really works on anybody. I'm really sorry, I didn't even show it on my wrist the whole time. So we'll wrap that up here. Those are the 5 things you didn't know about the Seiko DressKX. First, we're gonna try on this gray with this beautiful golden sunburst effect on it. And you can get this effect here. Move this guy out of the way. And so as you can see, I've got 6.8-inch wrists, and this watch looks great. Okay, it's just, there's really nothing else to say about it. It's just a simple watch. If you're wearing this at a job interview, no one's gonna say that's weird. You're really embarrassing yourself there. And the bracelet does play with the light so well. Look at that. I mean, it's beautiful. And you talk about this bezel, give me a break. The bezel is actually the secret weapon of this watch. It looks amazing, and there's a limited edition version of the Seiko DressKX with a cyan blue bezel. It just looks ridiculous. Let's try on this gaudy gold, right? I mean, some of you guys make fun of me, and some of you say you're right. You know, it does really work with you, and I love gold. It doesn't work on everybody. If you don't like gold watches, send them to me. I will rock it for you. And to me, it probably looks way louder off camera, but it's just like, yeah, it's a gold watch. But if I'm just hanging out with some friends at the bar, you know, and I've got this, you know, next to a black, you know, sweatshirt or a jacket, under a jacket, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And that bony mesh Milanese bracelet from Strapcode, I think it really does liven it up. The two-tone bracelet, it looks okay, but that short lug to lug and the small size of this watch actually makes it a little bit more chill, right? I mean, it almost for a second kind of looks like a Tudor steel and gold. And I really do love what Seiko did here by giving those of us who do love style and all the people out there who want to rock pink gold, rose gold, or gold, an option. Don't forget about us. I actually look better in gold than steel. Maybe that's not the case for your complexion, but for me, this is a win. This is a W. And you've got these gold indices on the chapter ring. You've got applied indices on both of these watches. Seiko's really done something amazing. I can't wait to see the mods coming out here. I can't wait to see what they do with the rest of this line, and if there's any more versions coming out. If they came out with a white dial or a silver dial, and I know this is silverish, it's gray, but if they came out with some, there's so many different options, right? A red dial. Seiko has done that before with Seiko 5s. This is a really exciting line, and again, I do think that it punches over its value as an investment for you, and to help the modder community and to get some upgrades. So anybody who makes Seiko mods or SKX mods, have you tried this on? You're gonna like it. Seiko made it for you. This is the DressKX, and this is Knife Watch. Peace and love.